Yes, people, what is going on? Hope you are all good. I am a very happy man as Xabi Alonso has just been announced as the Chelsea manager starting on the 1st of July. And importantly, it is a manager, not a head coach role. I am joined by Cameron Duggan, broadcaster and, very perfectly, Liverpool fan. Obviously, I'm very happy, Cameron, as a Chelsea fan. I think it's going to be a fantastic appointment. We're going to come on to it in a little bit. But how are you feeling now?
I think very annoyed, to put it as nicely as possible, because we've been flirting with the idea of Alonso for a long time. Even, after Jurgen Klopp had left, we've been flirting with the idea of him for ages. We brought in Arne Slot, he done very well in his first season. This season has not gone well at all. Alonso is free, come start of January. We still weren't playing well by then. Slot had started to lose the dressing room. And as a Liverpool fan, you're thinking, why don't we get this manager in who went undefeated, winning the league with Bayer Leverkusen, ending the Bayern Munich dominance, and then Real Madrid, people think he flopped. No, he didn't. He was really, really good for Madrid. It was just the egos in the dressing room, which we have seen more of in the news recently, which was more of the problem. And the fact that we've let Arne Slot stay and make us worse and have him lose the dressing room and have Anfield boo him during substitutions that didn't make sense, I think we've missed out completely. And I don't blame Alonso for taking the Chelsea job at all, because it's Liverpool that have messed up, not him. We've the one who've waited too long, like we did with Gahey in January and in the summer, where we didn't want to spend an extra, I think, 5 million on him. He's gone to City. He's won back-to-back FA Cups now. And, he's looking like a good, solid starter for them. And he'll probably be the first name on the England defence in the World Cup as well. So, for me, I'm very annoyed with the club that Liverpool haven't gotten him. But I think from a Chelsea perspective, I think they've got a real winner there in Alonso. I think because he's coming as a title as a manager, he already has more respect of the players compared to what Liam Rosenior did. Because he was just a head coach, as you've mentioned already. He didn't have any real high quality experience. Yes, he's done a good job in France, but at the same time, you have the names as well. Liam Rosenior, Xabi Alonso, World Cup winner, Euro winner, Champions League winner, undefeated league title winner in Germany. All these big stats and names that come with it. I think Chelsea have got themselves a great manager for many seasons to come.
I think Chelsea have got themselves a football bloke. I think that's a really important thing to get into it, because, with all due respect, with Liam Rosenior, managerially was never up to the task of doing it. Maresca, I have to say right at the start, I didn't think was up to the task of taking on the Chelsea role. And obviously a lot of people around the club liked him. Of course, the fallout was unfortunate, but the players, again, still favour him, still like him as a person. I know he probably wasn't everyone's cup of tea, but no one ever is. I think that when you go and get someone like Xabi Alonso, I think you talk to any football fan anywhere around the world and you say, if you bumped into Xabi Alonso down the road or something when you're on holiday, you went, I bumped into Xabi Alonso. I think everyone turns around and goes, yeah, that's a proper footballer. That's a proper, the reputation precedes him massively. And I think that's the sort of thing that Chelsea needed. In terms of his managerial career, yes, he went undefeated in Germany, which is an incredible achievement, because I think a lot of people do say that the Bundesliga is the closest league in terms of similarity with the Premier League. So it's still a very, very good achievement. And you look at what Bayern are doing this year as well, to stop that dominance, that really does say a lot. Again, circumstances happen at the time, but still, he built that team and was absolutely incredible. As a Chelsea fan, I'm absolutely over the moon that we can go and attract a player, manager, a name like that to come to the football club, even without European football next year. So I think the likelihood is that we'll probably end up without it, which is really unfortunate. But I mean, we've got a massive game, obviously, against Spurs coming up. But realistically, this is going to be a very, very difficult position for Chelsea to finish off in a positive light. With that being said, you've got a good squad at Chelsea. Not all of the players that are going to be that are in the squad this year are going to be there next year. I think Chelsea will start to try and move on names. But the idea behind manager as a job title means that he, I think, will have control. He is going to have that little bit more control than Maresca has, than Rosenior has, than Potter has, than all the other names that you could put together. he will have more control than all of those people probably even put together, because I think he'll be involved in the recruitment, but he'll also be involved in what happens with the current squad. He will pick and choose the ones that he wants. And again, if you have been selected by someone with that reputation, then you know that you deserve to be in that conversation. But there'll be other people that will get left behind, and that will upset people. And it is a big job to take on. But I think with the fact that you have no European football whatsoever, I think you're now in a position with your Xabi Alonso, you can push forward, go and build something. No pressure to go and win anything in his first year at all, because Chelsea aren't expecting to, with how this season has ended up for us. But you start making a push for that Champions League, which is like what Man United have done. No one's talking about them in the same light as where they were a year ago. And it's a massive credit to them, to be fair to Man United. It's a great turnaround. But you've got to give yourself half a chance. And I think Chelsea have needed a reset for quite a while. And I think that people have thought we've done it, but they've not really done it. And I think actually the being out of Europe is the perfect time to do it. If you get the summer right, and especially with bringing him in now, yes, he doesn't start until the 1st of July, but he'll be watching World Cup the whole way through, all of the games, like we all will be as well. And he'll be sitting there and he'll be going, I like him, I like him, I like him, I like him. And when that 1st of July comes round, any names that are on his list, the club will be doing the same thing as well. Any names that they match up, that's the sort of player they're going to go and move for. So I think it's really, really good to get him in as early as possible. Before the end of the season was no point, because again the season is dead and buried as of right now. But you can start having a look at these players and start trying to encourage them a little bit from off the pitch. So when you get there, 1st of July, pre-season, whatever it looks like, with whoever is actually at the club, of course, because World Cup's going on, you can go into it and give it your best fighting chance. And I think Xabi Alonso is a smart football man to take Chelsea through that big time of transition, because they have not been listening to football people in the last 3 or 4 years, and it seems to be a massive change of mindset for the ownership, which I love to see. It makes me very optimistic as a Chelsea fan.
Yeah, and you should be. Like, the optimism is there for a good reason, because again, you've got such a character with high football pedigree coming in, and it's like, you know, he's I'd say he's effectively started his role at Chelsea now. Like, you've already mentioned, we're looking in the World Cup. He's already probably looking back at past games now, thinking, right, what went wrong in these games? Is it the players? What kind of qualities do they have? Does these people fit my style of play? And like, can I implement that straight away, or do I need to tweak it slowly so that people get used to it? But then it's like a way that the players are comfortable transitioning to it ever so slightly each game or in every single training session, to make sure, you know, you're competing again, because Chelsea Football Club should be in the Champions League each season. They should be up there. And the fact that you're going to miss out on European football as a whole, you know, we've seen blips from you in the past. Was it the 15-16 season?
Yeah, went on to win the league the following year,
Yeah, but it's like, again, you had to dip first and sort everything back out before you were able to that. So I think it's going to be something similar to this. I don't think you're going to struggle so much next year now. I think you will have to kind of look at United and how they've done it this season, because they were still terrible come the start of the year with Amarin. They were still, you know, bottom half of the table. They, you know, avoided relegation last season. Purely because the 3 teams in the bottom were awful and didn't compete in the Premier League. But this year, they've taken a scrap from that. They changed the manager at the right time. They brought in someone with, again, a good football mind, because Carrick, he didn't have tons of manager experience. He had some, but not a lot.
Very little.
But because he understands the game well, and, you know, he was a very underrated Premier League player at his time as well in a Man United team with such big names, that he might have just been the brains of it all in midfield, and now he can translate it to the pitch where, you know, we've seen Bruno Fernandes thrive, and he's one assist away now from breaking the Premier League record. So having someone like Alonso, who's very similar to Carrick, I think, in how they played, will be good, because Alonso understands the whole game and can see the whole game, rather than other managers who might be good at, you know, just defending and like sitting back, or being very good in the attacking point, but, you know, leaky defensively. So I think you've got a well-rounded manager. When it comes to his style, it's a 3 at the back. We've seen it before for Bayer Leverkusen. He did play with the 4 at Madrid, where it was more of like a 4-3-3 or 4-4-2. But again, I think he was trying too hard to please the players, because
and also the higher ups, where we know everything at Real Madrid is a problem anyway.
Yeah, so I think he's trying his best to make people happy. But I think here it's going to be his team, it'll be his tactics, and he will have the final say on everything to make sure Chelsea can compete again next season.
Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to it. Again, I think he's a fantastic man. I think that I'm really looking forward to how we play moving forward. The quality that we are going to be able to attract as well is going to be really interesting and very exciting to see as well. I'm really looking forward to seeing what the future looks like now for Chelsea. And if you'd have asked me that 3 months ago, that wouldn't have been the case. So Chelsea fans definitely should be very optimistic about this appointment. Thank you very much for joining me, Cameron. If you're new around here, make sure you like, share and subscribe. And we'll see you back here for loads more football content very soon.